Central. At the National Cultural Center, Friday, August 9th and Sunday, 11th August at 7:30 p.m. Admission, adults $25, children $10.
Ça fait la fête!
I write. St. Lucia's latest radio drama.
This man is making me crazy. I cannot deal with this.
With BFF, I write.
I just can't with all of these responsibilities.
Every Monday.
I hear the two. And you perpetuating them kind of nastiness.
St. Lucia's latest hot radio drama.
The Maximum Music Authority hits.
Having a blessed Sunday, and if you're not, I'm sure you will be by the end of this show. You're tuned into Hits FM 92.1 North and 91.1 in the south of St. Lucia. I am your host, Jackie Cherubin Weeks, also known as Jackie O. I'm joined tonight by DJ and technician Roger McCarry, filling in for our good friend Kevin Harris. And I have also sitting with us, keeping us company, Irma Bushell, my fellow researcher and musician. Hi, Irma. This is the 24th edition of Jazz with Jackie O, where we like to entertain and educate. For those who are joining me for the first time on this show, we don't only play beautiful jazz music, but try to inform you of the variety of subgenres that jazz has to offer. So we theme every program so as to give you the history and information on the artists or bands or the eras and also the instruments used and the countries and cities that the music emanates from. Join me on this exciting musical journey as we have taken you to Caribbean jazz, gospel jazz, jazz female greats, volume 1, Latin jazz, bebop, Brazilian jazz, the blues, big band sound, jazz pianist, jazz guitarist, 1970s era, jazz male vocalist volume 1, Dixieland jazz, and Kaiso jazz volume 1. Lots more of Kaiso jazz coming your way. It's very soon. We also bring you live outside broadcasts and pre-record jazz events to later play for you on this program. We are accessible on our website, www.caribbeanhitsfm.com, and with the app TuneIn, you can get us on 92.1 FM. Please don't forget to allow for plugins depending on the device being used. And we are also streaming live on Facebook. We can also be reached in studio on our landline 458-2488. You can check on Facebook right now. We are there, and you can please share the word, tell a friend to tell a friend that Jazz of Jackie O is on. Welcome. You're on Hits FM 92.1, 91.1, the Maximum Music Authority. Our theme today is Smooth Jazz, Volume 1. According to Wikipedia, smooth jazz is music that evolved from a blend of jazz fusion and easy listening pop music, featuring a polished pop feel with little to no jazz improvisation. The genre arose in the mid-1970s in the United States, although it was not named smooth jazz until the 1980s. Traditional jazz players and jazz purists, like Irma, did not embrace the popular style. A good reason, she says. Jazz Journal Sound Investment column stated in November 1999 that it would cover an extremely wide spectrum of jazz styles while avoiding smooth jazz. The earliest smooth jazz music appearing in the 1970s includes the 1975 album Touch by saxophonist John Clemmer, the song Breezin' as performed by guitarist George Benson in 1976, the 1977 instrumental composition Feel So Good by flugelhorn player Chuck Mangione, and jazz fusion group Spirogyra's instrumental Morning Dance, released in 1979. Smooth jazz grew in popularity in the 1980s as Anita Baker, Sade, Al Jarreau, and Grover Washington released multiple hit songs. The smooth jazz genre began to decline at the end of the 1980s in a backlash exemplified by critical complaints about what many critics saw as the bland sound of top-selling saxophonist Kenny G, whose popularity peaked with his 1992 album Breathless. According to the Roots of Smooth program, the notion of smooth jazz originally comes out of the real jazz genre primarily, but the tributaries to smooth jazz came out of most genres of music, including R&B, European classical, Latin, hip-hop, electronica, pop, rock, etc. Smooth jazz is not a lifestyle choice. It is the texture of music played within a genre that conveys a certain feeling of calmness or of well-being in the listener. There's a spiritual level that is not easily explained in words, but felt in your heart and soul. It is rich and can reach a listener in profound ways that require no explanation. At this juncture, let's take a listen to some of the pioneers of smooth jazz, the subgenre of jazz. Yeah, you're listening to Smooth Jazz, this evening's program with Jazz of Jackie O, and you're hearing Touch by saxophonist John Clemmer from his album Touch. So we'll listen to another track from John Clemmer, but following that, you will hear a number of songs by George Benson, Reason, Affirmation by George Benson. Then you will hear Grover Washington with Mr. Magic and Santa Cruz. And then I'll be back with you. So I'll let you listen to a nice block of music that you can just relax. I hope you have your glass of wine, your cup of tea, whatever it is, your feet up. Just relax, because today is smooth jazz. You know, it's that kind of jazz that sets the atmosphere for you to just relax. So wherever you are, whether it's in your car, whether by the beach, at home, wherever you are with friends, just relax and enjoy the next set of music I'm going to play for you.
Maximum Music Authority hits. Maximum Music Authority hits.
this is Michael Robinson, and you're listening to Hits FM 91.1.
Music Authority hits.
Michael Robinson, and you're listening to Hits FM 91.1.
Music Authority hits.
Enjoying this smooth jazz today. So we just heard Barefoot Ballet medley by John Clemmer. Then we heard Breezin' by George Benson from the album Breezin' 1976. Then we heard Affirmation from George Benson as well, also from the album Breezin'. And then we went on to Mr. Magic, Grover Washington Jr. and on his album Mr. Magic, which was 1976. And then we also heard from Grover Washington Jr. from his album Reed Seed, the song Santa Cruz. I need to mention that, must make mention that of percussionist Ralph McDonald, who had a Trinidadian roots actually, and he's on the track Mr. Magic, and he's also the co-writer of that song. So yeah, just to give a little more info, the introduction to smooth jazz had its critics, and it's very important to note that the public reception also. The All Music Guide to Jazz Fusion states that smooth jazz has none of the improvisational risk-taking of jazz fusion. Unfortunately, as it became a moneymaker, much of what was labeled fusion was actually a combination of jazz with easy listening pop music and lightweight R&B. The combination was soon called smooth jazz. Kenny G in particular is often criticized by both fusion and jazz fans and some musicians, while having become a huge commercial success. Music reviewer George Graham argues that the so-called smooth jazz sound of people like Kenny G has none of the fire and creativity that marked the best of the fusion scene during its heyday in the 1970s. Digby Fairweather, before the launch of UK jazz station The Jazz, denounced the change to a smooth jazz format on defunct radio station 102.2 Jazz FM, stating that the owners, GMG Radio, were responsible for the attempted rape and unfortunately abortive redefinition of the music. Is one that no true jazz lover within the boundaries of the M25 will ever find it possible to forget or forgive. It would be remiss of me if I did not play at this time a track from Kenny G, who was one of the very popular players of smooth jazz, and I'm sure he's a favorite of many of my listeners this evening. So we're going to hear Going Home by Kenny G. really famous people in the smooth jazz era, and still is, still doing his thing. Well, the smooth jazz era had many instrumentalists as well as vocalists. At this time, I would love you to take a listen to some of the vocalists of smooth jazz. First up is one of my favorite female artists, Sade. I'll just say a little bit about Sade. She's born in Ijeban in Nigeria and brought up in Essex, England. Sade gained modest recognition as a fashion designer and part-time model prior to joining the band Pride in the early 1980s. After gaining attention as a performer, she formed the band Sade and secured a recording contract with Epic Records in 1983. The band then released the album Diamond Life a year later, which became one of the best-selling albums of the era and the best-selling debut ever by a British female vocalist. It also gained widespread critical acclaim and is largely considered one of the best albums of all time. Let's take a listen to two of her tracks. We're going to hear Smooth Operator by Sade, the album Diamond Life, which was done in 1983. And also we're going to hear Is It a Crime from the album The Promise, 1984.
The Maximum Music Authority hits.
His This may come as some surprise, but I miss you. I could see through all of your lies, but still I miss you. You taste the love, but it doesn't feel like mine. You taste a kiss, kisses all on mine, they're not mine. He prays, surely she can't give what I'm feeling now. She can, but surely she doesn't know how. Is it a crime? Is it a crime that I still want you, and I want you to want me too? My love is wider than Victoria Lake. My love is taller than the Empire State. It dives, it jumps, and it ripples like the deepest ocean. I can't give you more than that. Surely you want me back. Is it a crime? Is it a crime? I still want you, and I want you to want me too. My love is wider than Victoria Lake, taller than Empire State. Dives, it jumps. I can't give you more than that. Surely you want me back. Is it a crime? Is it a crime?
Sade, Is It a Crime? And you heard Smooth Operator. That's one of my favorite vocalists of all time. And she's one person I always wish would come down here for Salusa Jazz. Maybe it's not too late. Maybe sometime she can come. But she's a beautiful lady. Beautiful music. Okay, so right now I've got for you Baby Come to Me, and that's by Patty Austin and the late James Ingram. James Ingram passed away just actually a few months ago, early on this year. And he was such a wonderful vocalist. And also I have for you The Secret Garden by Quincy Jones featuring Barry White, I'll Be Sure, James Ingram, and El DeBarge. So let's take a listen.
Thinking back in time when love was only in my mind, I realized ain't no second chance. You got to hold on to romance, don't let it slide. There's a special kind of magic in the air when you find another heart that needs to share. Baby, come to me, let me put my arms around you. This was meant to be, and I'm also glad I found you. Need you every day. Gotta have your love around me, baby, always stay. 'Cause I can't go back to living without you.
Spending every dime to keep you talking on the line, that's how it was. And all those walks together, out in any kind of weather, just because there's a brand new way of looking at your life when you know that love is standing by your side.
Baby, come to me, let me put my arms around you. This was meant to be, and I'm also glad I found you. Need you glad that I found you. Gotta have your love around me, baby, always stay. 'Cause I can't go back to living without you.
The night can be cold, there's a chill to every evening when you're all alone.
Don't talk anymore, 'cause you know that I'll be here to keep you warm.
Tonight I want to learn all about the secrets in your garden.
I wanna read your mind, know your deepest feelings. I wanna make it right for you, baby. show me, let me share the mystery. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. Listen to your heart tonight. Come on tonight.
I know a melody that we could sing together. I've got the secret key to you, baby. Let's make music, harmonizing ecstasy. Come on, come on, come on. Come on and sing it to me. Here in the garden, we can make it come. We can make it come alive every single night. Oh, your secret garden. Oh, baby, I need to be with you. Let me lay beside you. Do what you want me to all night. Gonna hold you. Ooh, baby, can I touch you there? Come on, come on, come on, come on. I can keep you satisfied, baby. Come on tonight.
I'll take good care of you. That's what a man is supposed to do. And I'll be there for you all the time. Let your hair down. Let me get you in the mood.
Come on, come on, come on, come on.
Take me with you.
Into the garden, the temptation is so right. Passion can make you fall for what you feel. We can make it come alive every night. Here in the garden.
And I've never wanted anyone. I've never wanted anyone as much as I want you. I want you to show me, I want you to tell me, I want you to feel all the secrets.
If you think I'm gonna take care of you, if you think I got what you need, show me right.
I want you to take our time because we have all night.
If you think I'm gonna be good to you, if you think I like what you do, show me right. I'm gonna be so good to you, baby. If you think I'm gonna take care of you, if you think I got what you need, show me right.
Let me find the secrets.
If you think I'm gonna be good to you, if you think I like what you do.
Yeah, that's The Secret Garden. Quincy Jones featuring all these beautiful voices like Barry White and I'll Be Sure. And oh my gosh, I mean, really and truly, that song really touches me. Of course, you had James Ingram there as well and El DeBarge. So, folks, at this time, we're going to be ending a little early tonight because we are going to support the Little Folk Tale over the Cultural Center, and which actually starts now at 7:30. So we got to get over there. But so we'll be leaving you with a couple more songs, and I will ask you to excuse me for this evening because I'm leaving early. We are leaving early, right, Roger?
Yes, we are.
But we're all going over there to support the and to see the Little Folk Tale, which I hear it's a really, really good. It's like a musical actually, and done by directed by Adriana Frederick. You have choreographers of Barry George and Trevor King, and also some very good actors and actresses as well, dancers as well. So we really want to go and see that. So I hope you'll forgive me tonight for ending a little early. So this was Jazz with Jackie O on Hits FM 92.1 North and 91.1 in the south of St. Lucia. It has been a pleasure bringing you songs that might have just brought back memories. They certainly brought back beautiful memories for me. And please join me next week for another exciting edition of Jazz with Jackie O. To all my ardent listeners, have a blessed and productive week and lots of joy and happiness. Please continue listening to smooth jazz for a little while longer. We'll be playing some more tracks for you. So listen to, right now we'll play Freddie Jackson, Rock Me Tonight for old time's sake. And we'll also play you an Anita Baker, No One in the World Loves Me Like You Do. So good night, have a blessed week, and peace out.
I want to know what's been going on in your life. Talk to me, baby. Your hair, perfume you wear brings back memories of you and me. You look so fine, you blow my mind all over again. So much has happened in my life since we parted. What about you? Now I've got myself together, and I know just what I want. And right now, I know that it's you. Rock me tonight for old time's sake, baby. Roll with me tonight for old time's sake. Ooh, girl, I'm gonna love you real good. Come on, let me do it now. You know I could. I really miss the way you squeeze and moan and call out my name. Whoa, you can call me baby. I remember you like to take your time to get in the mood. Ooh, yes you do, yeah. But once you're in the mood, you like to go straight to the root. Oh, yes you do, girl. It's been so long since we've had a night together. I miss you when I get through loving you, girl. Fire and desire will burn in you forevermore. for old time's sake. Would you, baby, roll with me tonight for old time's sake? Feels so good, feels so right. Would you roll with me tonight for old time's sake? Sweet baby, would you come and roll with me tonight for old time's sake? Oh girl, come on and rock me. Come on and roll with me, baby. Come on and rock me. Roll with me. I wanna feel you close to me. I want you to do the thing that we used to do together. Come on.
The Maximum Music Authority hits.
I look back on all those good times we once shared, and I must have been blind just to think I'd find someone new, one who'd love me better than you. Well, it may come as a surprise. Loneliness has opened my eyes. I tried every love I could find. Still I can't get you out of my mind. 'Cause there's no one in the world to hold me. No one in the world's gonna move me. No one in the world can love me like you do, baby. Every time
maximum music authority hits.
Mix of reggae, hip-hop, R&B, and Afro-punk at the St. Lucia Roots and Soul Festival, August 23rd to 25th. On Friday 23rd at the Ramp on Rodney Bay. Enjoy performance poetry from 8:30 p.m. with UK-based St. Lucian Kermaya Lisette, Canada-based Asha Small, and St. Lucian Naomi Grandison. Closing off with Trinidadian Rapso band 3 Canal. The festival moves to Pigeon Island Saturday 24th from 6 p.m. Enjoy the electric sounds of Skip Monday, Nigerian superstar Tim Maya, British pop superstar Lee John, and the big one, reggae legend Taurus Riley featuring Estelle. The festival closes on a high note on Sunday 25th at Pigeon Island from 4 p.m. with St. Lucian Canadian balladeer Zamani, St. Lucian showing Dupes Bryce, the R&B duo Genuine, and Grammy Award-winning artist and actress Maya, and the showstopper UB40 featuring Ali Campbell and Astro. St. Lucia Roots and Soul Festival, August 23rd to 25th. Platinum sponsor Flow. Tickets available at eventsstlucia.com, The Cell, and Steve's Barbershop.
Hey, St. Lucia, it's your boy Asylum Fellas. I'm representing for the fellas. It's all about man versus woman, Monday to Friday from 11:30 to 12:30, right there on Hits FM. Don't you wait, hold on. What you doing there?
No. It's called Woman versus Man, and this is your girl Flawless. Don't forget, ladies, from Monday to Friday, from 11 o'clock to 12:30. It's all about women versus men, and you know we're coming hard for them.
Man versus woman, right here on Hits FM 92.1, 91.1, Monday to Friday from 11 to 12:30. Man,
it's woman versus
man.
Man
Versus woman.
Woman versus man.
Man versus woman, right here on Hits FM. Don't you miss it.
Right. St. Lucia's latest radio drama.
This man is making me crazy. I cannot deal with this.
With bien fait. I write.
I just can't with all of these responsibilities.